What's your view of L. Ron Hubbard now?
Well, again, I don't have all the data. I read some of the books that are out that are critical. Barefaced Messiah and Madman or Magician or whatever it was.
Madman or Messiah.
Right. That one, and
Piece of Blue Sky.
Piece of Blue Sky. And then there's stories. I think that, so I don't know if all that's true, but it's consistent. One of the ways for me that I can detect whether something is true or false is for inconsistencies. You say the guy, wore blue shoes, and here's a picture of him in red shoes. So I never saw anything inconsistent. But I didn't see it with my own eyes. But there's the person seemed reliable. But again, here I am, I'm just pulling out of this thing, and I thought Ella Rafe was reliable. And I don't. I don't think so now. I mean, I look, the whole death and the death certificate and all this stuff, it's hard to argue with. It seemed like he was, and his kids, like my wife is. My wife is an interesting person to talk to as well, because she's class 5 OT5, or class 4 OT5, and but she's like one of those people. She could probably, do heroin for a year and then just say, oh, you know what, it's making me too skinny, and just put it down. You know what I mean? She's not a person, and she was, everybody loved her. A lot of, she was Jason Beghe's wife to some degree over there, but she's a remarkable person in her own right. And one of the ways is that she just doesn't. She's one of those people you just can't brainwash. So when she got out, it was kind of like, that's it. She did, she didn't even talk. I mean, it was like, I said, honey, I'm thinking about doing this. I think she was like, okay, fine, whatever. Flip the burger. Yeah, because I think they're, because she had said, she had always pointed out things that were inconsistent also. And, well, all these fucking OTs that aren't OT. Like, that's a fucking OT?
And what's an OT supposed to be?
Somebody who's at least able. Somebody who can, walk and chew gum. I mean, there's people that are OT that are some of the most incompetent, stupid people. I mean, when I say, that sounds, my definition of stupid is not, necessary. It's not, it doesn't have anything to do with data or education. It has to do with being able to say, I'm talking about people put their hand on the stove and go, hey, my hand's hot. My hand is hot. I'm talking about that kind of stupid. I mean, and unreal. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So that, there's some real dopes that have, but they have money and they're successful and they feel good about themselves because they're on 7. Well, I'm on 7 now. It's fucking great. I gotta tell you, you gotta get on 7. Yeah. It's that kind of thing. And it gives them a thing. And you look at him and it's, and Scientologists know. And I talked to Big Tur. I said, what the fuck? Have we thought, what is that? What is that? Because these people, I might have had an issue with them, and they'll write me up, and they'll bring me to ethics. I got to handle this thing, and the thing they wrote up, I'd say, what do you want me to say? It's true, I guess. And they go, well, I'm not going to say the name. He's, well, who he is. And I go, yeah, okay. We just had to bring it in because it's written up. You want to, write anything? I don't give a fuck. Put it in the folder. So, I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was some of the stuff that she would just really go nutty on. And even me, here I was. I told you, the further I went up the fucking bridge, the more Casey I became. I met this girl and I was, and she could see the more I do this shit, whatever. It wasn't handling dick.
So once you left, how did you leave?
They wouldn't let me leave. They just kept saying no. And so I said, okay, give me my money back. And what I had was, money on account. And per their policy, if you ask for your money, that was it.
And they did give it back.
They gave my wife's money back. They offered to give me my money back. And I'm still in they want me to sign a piece of paper that says that I have no further claim against them. And I told them I can't do that because I feel I do. And I just said, I don't have the time or the money to get into a legal battle. Even like, let's say $1 million they probably owe me conservatively. And in this country, you could do pain and suffering. Maybe I could get a couple extra bucks. I just don't.
It's tough to litigate Scientology.
Yeah, but I'm not going to sign some paper that says I don't. I just couldn't. It's just my own integrity. I couldn't. I couldn't say that.
So what's happened since you left Scientology? I know I was talking to your wife a little bit earlier, and she was talking about how, the friends cut off from her who, those who were still in Scientology?
Yeah, well, Jesus. I got a little son, too. And he was in a little Scientology school. And he was 4 at the time. And no school was started. We moved. So we're in the process of moving. So it was moving to we moved to this big property out here. It's a big different thing, and it's a long way away. And they kicked him out of school.
It was a Scientology school.
No, yeah, they kicked him out. So he had nothing to do, and it fucked him up. Because he had, why can't I see my friends? And that was just all his friends. And, and this was a time when, Mom and Dad were really busy. I'm working. We've got a little tiny infant at the time. And we're moving to an enormous thing. And plus, this whole place you're in was under construction. There was a period we were in one of those Airstream type of things, and nothing for him to do. And that was one. So yeah, our friends. I knew I could see I was pulling away. So I'm kind of an antisocial personality anyway, so I don't really hang around people, But my wife, with the kids and stuff, I remember there's a girl, a wonderful girl, Kelly Daniels, terrific chick, and she found out, some ethics person told her, and she just was inconsolable, So I know there are a lot of broken hearts on the other side. And now there's not. I saw some fucking kid like that I hardly know. I do voiceovers too. So I went to a voiceover and there was some kid from Scientology. And like usually if I'd see him at a voiceover, hey Jason, and he went, and I just said, you fucking punk. That's all I said to him. And it's just like, you see that's it in a nutshell. Both of them are alive. The Jason, because we're Scientologists, and because you're out. And so when you look at the thing about, it's really, really, the data shows from the fact, like Tori's husband left her. These people, their families are just, there's the proof. There's the proof. You're incapable of being a good friend if you're a Scientologist. Because you're a Scientologist. And Jason Beghe, the Scientologist, is willing to lose David. Is willing to sacrifice certainly the quality of my relationship with Mom and Dad and brothers and sisters. And God knows who else that I could have made friends with that weren't Scientologists. Because whatever, maybe they just didn't understand.